Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new episode of ranking every single season of Doctor Who from 1963 to 2022. Now, I did stop this for a while, and I did that massive video where I did finish it all off in a rush. I want to go back and talk about each season in actual correct places on what I enjoy about the season and stuff, instead of just rushing it straight out. Because I was a bit worried that I was not going to have enough time. But now time is now the essence, and I've got plenty of time to go back and do this ranking series. So far in this series, I've done from 28th place, from 39th place down to 29th place. So welcome to the episode where I talk about in 28th place. Yes, in this video, I'm talking about what is in 28th place for me in ranking every single season of Doctor Who. Now, some seasons have moved up, some seasons have moved down, and the thing is, though, this season, back in 10 years ago, I used to think this season was in the top 10, but unfortunately, it's not. It is season 8, which was broadcast back in 1971. Now, this season is known as the Master Season because every single story of this season features the recurring villain known as the Master, played by Roger Degodo. So I'm going to show you what I own through this. So I'm going to go from Target Novel Books to VHSs, DVD, and then, of course, Blu-ray. So for Target Novel Book, I own the Terror of the Autons and, of course, the daemons, or the demons, which way you ever call it. So I've got these two Target Novel Books. VHS wise, I literally just own, so I'm going to show you what I own on VHS. So we have The Mind of Evil, then of course we have The Claws of Axos and Connery in Space. So that's it for VHS. So coming into the DVD part now, I've got Terror of the Autons on DVD, I've got The Mind of Evil on DVD, I've got Claws of Axos, the original release, on DVD, and then of course The Claws of Axos Special Edition on DVD, the Connery in Space, and then of course we go to the daemons, and that's it for the DVDs. And then of course I've got all 5 stories in the fantastic Doctor Who The Collection season 8, as you can see right here. So that's everything I own of this season. Now, this season is as I say, it's the very first season to have Katie Manning as Jo Grant. It is the first season to have Captain Mike Yates, the captain of unit, who's second in charge after the Brigadier. And then of course we go to Roger Degodo as the Master. Now I'm going to talk about some of the stories, what I enjoy from season 8, what I don't enjoy from season 8. And I'm sorry to say this, but there's some stories I enjoy, some stories I think that are pretty naff. Yes, the Blu-ray box set has changed my opinion on some of these stories, but that's just because of the high definition stuff. So anyway, I'm going to talk about these stories one by one. So the first story of the season is, of course, Terror of the Autons. Now, this is a good story. This has the return of the Autons. We have the Renegade Master, who basically comes to control steals the control unit to control the nesting consciousness and puts it into plastic Autons. Do I enjoy Terror of the Autons? Yes. If I was going to rank this story personally, it'd be a 7 out of 10. Because it's good. It's good, but I have to say it does have some issues, like with the Master's Ties being a horse box instead of being like something quite clever. Even though it does land in a circus, it's like, yeah, you know, it could have disguised itself as a tent. But you know, the rest of it is pretty good actually. I like the Autons. I like the plastic daffodils that literally spray plastic to suffocate people. I love the fact when the android dresses as a policeman and the doctor goes, "Excuse me, can I see your warrant card?" And he takes the mask off and then you've got the Auton and goes, "No." I do enjoy that bit. Terror of the Autons, for me, I absolutely love it. I love the new effects that's been put on the Blu-ray for the Nesting Consciousness, because for the normal standard release on the DVD, I like the effects does look a bit naff, especially for the tentacle, the main Nesting Consciousness coming in between the radio telescope things, and then of course the Blu-ray looks a lot 10 times better. The next story is known as The Mind of Evil. So I've got The Mind of Evil here on DVD and Blu-ray, and of course on VHS. What can I tell you about The Mind of Evil? Now, I do kind of like the way UNIT is basically trying to navigate this power between governments and stuff, and the Master's there trying to destroy the whole government thing, which he does fail. admittedly, and he does come unstuck, and he's not very happy about that. I do like the mind machine though, the machine that literally causes people to interject fear. I love the fact when it's testing the Doctor's fear and you see Daleks coming from his leg go, no, like that, and the Dalek just, and I love the fact we got the Daleks, and then of course when it did it for the Master, you got John Pertwig's Doctor just standing over the Master having a big massive laugh. I love that scene. I love the fact the Master tries to steal the Unonic weapon, and Unit does stop him, and the Doctor stops him. But he ends up escaping back to his TARDIS and goes off to another adventure, which basically leads into the next story known as The Claws of Axos, where he ends up being captured by Axos! Yes, and basically he makes a deal with him to invade the Earth. You know, you can have the Earth if you can kill the Doctor for me. And of course, they go to the Master saying, "You've not told us one thing. What's that? The Doctor is a Time Lord. But you promised me you would kill him." "No, he is a Time Lord." I love the fact Axos wants the ability to time travel, and the fact because the Doctor had his like mind wiped from it because of the events from the War Games when the Time Lords basically exiled the Doctor and wiped his whole memory of it. I do like the story, even though there are some scenes where you see Katie Madigan's knickers in some scenes, like in Axos. Yeah, you do see Katie Manning's knickers, but the rest of it's pretty good. I do enjoy the story. This is my favourite story of the season, because this is for me, out of season 8, the very first story I've saw of season 8 back growing up, and it was this story. I mean, this is the very first story I ever watched on DVD with my dad for John Pertwee. Where on TV-wise, I literally watched Death to Daleks, and then The Monster of Paladon, Planet of Spiders, and then straight into Tom Baker when it was being rerun on UK Gold. But, yeah, the rest of the season's pretty good. I really did enjoy it. Next in the season is, of course, Connery in Space. Well, this one, the Doctor and Joe end up getting taken out of time by the Time Lords to go and deal with the Master because of him looking for the Doomsday Machine. And what the hell were they thinking for this story? I have to say, what the hell were they thinking? Because they get the TARDIS landing wrong after 2 seasons. It's like, seriously, you don't know how the TARDIS basically dematerializes or rematerializes. You just get that completely wrong. I do like John Poe saying, "That is an alien world out there, Joe." I do like the fact this is Joe's first non-alien planet, and even though it's the third Doctor's first non-alien planet as well, but the fact the Time Lords just basically literally pull the TARDIS out of unit, and you got the Brigadier going, "Doctor, come back at once." I love the fact Brigadier goes like that, and and at the end, after literally after the Master deals with the Doctor deals with the Master and everything, the Time Lord's popping back into unit just after a little second, and he goes, "Ah, you didn't go very far, did you, Doctor?" And Joe and the third Doctor are just there, just laughing at the Brigadier. And then, of course, the final story of this season is, of course, the Daemons, which is my second favourite story of the season. Now, I know another sci-fi guy who I absolutely adore his channel. He doesn't really care for this story. But for me, this was the second story I ever watched of this season, to be honest with you. And I watched it back on BBC 3. I believe it was around about 2003, 2004, because my dad was watching it, and it's all 5 parts long, and I absolutely loved it. I love the fact we got the Master, and he literally pretends to be a reverend. We have that kind of woman who pretends to be that witch who goes, I can't remember what she says. It's been a while since I watched the Demons. I love the fact when the Master's literally trying to get a cell to give him the eternal power of glow, and he goes, "Destroy him, and then give you all power to me." And I love the fact when the demon is basically wanting to give the power to the Doctor. The Doctor goes, "No, I don't want it. I don't want the power." I love the fact the third Doctor literally denies that power, which basically brings the Doctor into respect by Azros, because Azal basically he really respects the third Doctor by saying no, he doesn't want his power, but the Master's there being a greedy bastard as always. "Give me the power, I beg of you." No. So that's just a little sum up from the stories. The rest of the season is really, really good. I mean, this season was actually broadcast from the 2nd of January to the 19th of June 1971. All of these episodes are incredible. My 2 favourite stories this season, as I said, it is definitely The Claws of Axos and, of course, the Daemons. The weak story of the season for me, I have to say, and I'm sorry to say this, another sci-fi guy, because I know this story is your favourite. It is Connery in Space. I just don't know what it is about Connery in Space. I watch it. I can actually watch this one a lot more than I can watch The Mutants. I mean, I only watched 2 episodes of The Mutants and I have to turn it off because I just get bored in it. Where this one, I can watch all 6 episodes, even though the Master doesn't really appear till episode 4. But the rest of it, the first 3 parts just really kind of pan out. It literally just drags the story out for me. And if I was going to say what's the 3rd best story of the season, it will probably be The Mind of Evil. Mind of Evil is just fantastic. I love The Mind of Evil. It's my 3rd favourite story. And my 4th favourite story is basically Tale of the Autons, and then of course Connery in Space at the 5. So let me know in the comments what you think of Doctor Who Season 8. Is it one of your favourites? How do you rank it in every single season of Doctor Who? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.